I got into an interesting conversation, man, about these blockbuster trades because we kind of talked about them. Like the last one that resulted in a championship was Anthony Davis, and they needed a pandemic and
That was a
5 months off.
situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And 5 months off for the most injury-prone player in the NBA, not named Joel Embiid, right?
Yeah, that was a coup.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's the last blockbuster deal. And so, interestingly enough, man, I got into a conversation about Kevin Durant.
Mm.
And I'm like, Kevin Durant is an interesting situation because he's been traded all over the place. And I said, Kevin Durant is a great isolation player.
Yeah.
I said, but Kevin Durant is not a force multiplier. This is the conversation that I got into. I said, he's not a lob threat. He's not a pick and pop player, so he doesn't enhance a traditional point guard. I don't like the term make other players better. I'm like, but he doesn't enhance other guys. I'm like, he's got a good back to the basket game, but not enough to draw consistent double teams, so he doesn't really enhance shooters. I said he's a good defender, but he's not a great one. He's not going to get a bunch of steals and blocks where he can start the break, so he doesn't enhance athletic wings and open court players. I said he's not a traditional ball handler or playmaker, so he isn't going to create for his teammates in general. I said what he is he's a great isolation scorer, maybe the best that I've ever seen, but that doesn't enhance his teammates. That's why at this point of his career, he's basically been reduced to a hired gun. And so somebody said, well, doesn't that describe Jordan and Kobe? I said, that's a good point, but the difference is they were both great defenders. So they would get knockaways and steal. Jordan's got one of the highest steals per game averages in history. Also, they both had their greatest success when they played in the triangle. The triangle offense made it extra punitive on the defense when you double teamed. Yep. And if you look at the rate at which they were both double teamed, it's extremely high because the triangle basically was designed to make defenses make a decision to try to trap the primary individual in the triangle offense. Yep. I said, Kevin Durant's never really played in the system because he's bounced all over the league. He's been this team and that team. I said, so he's not really a force multiplier. He's just a really great isolation scorer, which makes him very unique in history in terms of his place. But what say the people? What you got, nephew? And then I'll go to the people's champ.
Go ahead. My question is for after this.
Okay. What say the people's champ, man? What do you think about that assessment of Kevin Durant?
I think Kevin Durant is absolutely a force multiplier.
You think he is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's a different kind of way because he isn't per se a dominant ball handler.
Right.
I think defensively, great would be a stretch.
Yeah, he's good.
But I definitely think he's good and can be great on a good defensive basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. But, I think Kevin Durant's definitely a false multiplier. I believe his uniqueness is what has always made him just a difficult fit because there's never really been anyone like him and have had the idea of a player like Kevin Durant really come to like realization on the court for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like the first one like him where it was kind of like an extended exposure to what he can do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think maybe before him, it was of that mode, like a Jonathan Bender, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking like 7 feet guard skills.
Yeah.
Like legit guard skills. So I think after him, there'll be even more conducive versions of him.
Yeah.
Because there'll be teams able to placate around a player like him because they would have seen it.
Yeah.
But to just say I think just to kind of reduce him to just like a elite hired gun is kind of a disservice to what all I think he can do. I think there's nothing on the basketball court that Kevin Durant can't do.
Yeah, I mean,
at a high level.
I would actually agree. But the point that I was making is, like, I think that really great players, like, I think that really great players in their prime, you put them on any team, it's automatic 50 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Prime Shaq, put him on any team, 50 wins. Prime Jordan, any team, 50 wins. Prime Kobe, put him on any team, automatic 50 wins. Prime LeBron, put him on any team, it's an automatic 50 wins. I don't feel that way about Kevin Durant. If you put Kevin Durant on a team with other great players, he fits right in because he is a great player. If you put Durant on just any team, it's not going to work. He's not going to enhance anybody else around him because the skills that it's not a knock on him, it's just an observation. The skills that he has doesn't enhance the guys around him. He's really great unto himself. Now, you could put him in a system where his skills could be used to enhance the guys around him, but he's not a natural playmaker. He's not a natural pick and roll guy. He's not a back to the basket guy that's going to draw a bunch of double teams. He's not naturally that. He could be used that way, but he's not naturally that. Naturally, he's a great isolation scorer. That's what he is naturally. But if you put him on a team with a bunch of other dudes, he's going to be
the coldest dude on that team.
Of course.
So what are we saying?
But the other guys is just going to be the other guys.
I mean, he was on the team with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala,
yes.
Sean Livingston, and he was the best player on that team.
Yes. Yes, because
like a 72-win team, he was the best player on that team.
But they won 73 the year before he got there and 67.
Yeah, right.
67 the year.
For sure.
Because
he was the best player on that team.
He was, but surrounded by other great players.
Right.
He would be the best player surrounded by other great players.
He's going to likely be the best player on any team he's on.
That's true. I'm not denying that. I'm saying that the other guys is just going to be the other guys, though. Like if you put even LeBron is a playmaker. You put LeBron on a team with other guys that are not great, they win in 50 games because LeBron is going to elevate what they do. He's going to penetrate and draw a bunch of defense, and guys are going to get better open looks. Kevin Durant's not going to do that. Kevin Durant going to do what he do, right, but he ain't going to create open shots for everybody else.
He was a toe away from taking the Brooklyn Nets to the finals without Kyrie Irving.
He was.
I mean, like, I just don't know. I think you're minimalizing what he does on the basketball court. Like, I don't think he has, like, say, like a Steph's gravity offensively.
Yes.
Because I get what you're saying to that point, but I
think he can. Like I think in that game he had 14 assists in the toe game.
Mm-hmm.
He was being a playmaker. That's not his natural game,
right?
Though.
But like, I think if the situation calls on it, he can do whatever the game requires. Now you're saying he's primarily like in his, his just basic static mode.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I can see that, but I just think you put him on the court and whatever the game needs, Kevin Durant's gonna give it to you, and you got to live with that.
Yes, he can ball. I'm not telling you that he's not one of the greatest individual scorers ever. I just don't think he's a force multiplier.
But when I hear not a force multiplier, like I said, this is just me. Yeah. When I hear that, it just makes it sound like what he does is like empty calories.
No. I don't think that, because I think if you put him on the team with other great players, he's definitely going to fit. You ain't going to be like, oh, he out of place out there. No, you're going to be like, oh, no. He a beast, because I think his skill set is a skill set that fits with other great players. But I think you need the right kind of players around him in order to enhance him. It ain't like you could just roll the ball out with anybody. I think he needs the right set of circumstances in order to enhance what he does.
I think you need the smart enough guy to know when and where to get him the ball, and when he kicked it to you, don't let him down, and you'll be straight.
Yeah, I mean, I see. I don't think it's quite that simple with Kevin Durant.
I do,
and I think that's why he been to so many different places, because
I think he's been so many places because when it doesn't work out, he's the first scapegoat amongst the team of a lot of other stars that sometimes don't carry their weight too. And, you know, he don't go for that shit, so he asks to get up out.
But that's because he ain't about to, like, he gonna do what he do. Like, people expect him to come and, like you said, I think you used the right word, to have gravity and to make the game easier for them. It's not gonna get easier for you just because Kevin Durant is there. Like, Steph Curry is gonna make the game easier for other people because he draws so much attention because of the way that he can shoot the ball that it's gonna open up the floor for other people. Kevin Durant's game is not necessarily that way.
No, it's different. It is different.
Kevin Durant's game is different. He's not going to draw a bunch of looks. And also, he's, you know, like, he'll get some steals, he'll get some blocks, but it's not going to be enough where he's starting to break and you can run out based upon his defensive effort. He going to get some defensive effort, but it ain't going to be enough where you like, yeah, I'm constantly running out because of the defense that he playing. It's a difference where I don't think that he's enhancing everybody around him. Like, he balling and he gonna put up great numbers, but I think people get him expecting a particular thing, and I think they don't always get what they expect. Like, last year, the Houston Rockets, 64 win percentage, or 63.4. This year, 64 win percentage. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same thing that I said about the edge. He like a great edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they're experimenting with Amin Thompson playing point guard.
I mean, that's true. They lost Fred VanVleet.
I mean, like that.
That matters. That matters. I ain't gonna knock that. But the year before he got to Phoenix, they won 45 games. Year after he got there, they won 49. So they got a few. They got a few more games, but. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people expect him to come in and elevate the situation heavily, and he enhances it because he's a great player. Of course.
But they also thought that Bradley Beal was going to come there and not be Ally McBeal.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like,
what that was. I mean, but we was expecting 26 to 29 tonight. It's just giving you 14, dog.
Yeah, there wasn't no chemistry with that. I don't know what that was, but go